Hello, I'm Jenna from Yarn Designers Boutique, and today we're going to show you how to finish off your Pixie Dust earflap hat, as well as how to do the crochet ties, which we're actually going to show you how to knit. And here's the hat. Here's one of our hats finished. We've added some buttons, and this is actually in the gypsy yarn instead of the Pixie Dust, but it's the same pattern, as you can see. We've made our ties on here, and so now we're going to take one that we're working on. This is actually in the Pixie Dust, in the smoke color, and I have finished this tail here, and I'm going to show you how to hook on with your needles, not a crochet hook, and make the matching one. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to add your little ties on here by knitting with the same needles you would have made this hat with in the round, but we're not going to use it in the round. This is called I-cord, so if you already know how to do that, you'll recognize what I'm talking about. So I'm picking 2 stitches at the end of our little tail here. That's the first one. There's the second one, and I am using the same circular needle like I mentioned to make our I-cord. Get going here. Spin my yarn a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Right. A little bit more room in there. Okay, so I'm taking our new yarn and I'm just slipping that over. And this is our second stitch. All right, now this is where you carefully pull the needle all the way through. So now you can knit on this end with your yarn in front, and your cord remains in the back and continues. And this is going to make a nice cord that allows our bumpy yarn to show through really nice. Okay, so we finish, go all the way through. I'm going to show you a couple more times, and then we're going to stop. Okay, you bring it from the back forward. Okay, so you're slipping it. This will be the last time, and then I'll tell you how long to make it. Okay, wrap around. Pull that fat one through there. Okay, now I'm just going to loosen this so we can hang. So what you want to do, of course, is just match your other tie. Before we finish, we'll tell you how long that needs to be. But I'd like you to go ahead and continue knitting until it's the same length. Then I'll show you how to finish off that end so it looks really nice. So my ties are close to the same length, and I cut off a little bit here, and now I'll show you. It's really simple what you need to do here. Don't even need a needle to do it because it's such a fat yarn. So we'll just put one of these, one stitch over the other stitch, and then we're going to take this through and tighten that up so it makes a nice little end, match our other little end. And then we can run this piece down the tie here. Just find little sporadic places to put it. Kind of pull it so it doesn't pull. There's another hole I'm going to go through. It's all going to blend in with this nice yarn. Amazing yarn. It's a fiber, not just yarn. It's amazing. Okay, now we're getting close to the end here. I'm going to show you a little trick on how to make your ends go away, especially when we don't have very many in this project. So there is our end right there. So we take a needle and thread, and you can just kind of go around it. There's a double knot and the two are together, so I'm going to just pull it up, do this a couple times, pulling the yarn over the knot. Pretty soon it's going to just disappear and it'll never come out. That's what I like. I don't like M's poking their ways out, but I don't like sewing everyone either. This will just kind of disappear. This is my last little knot here. Oops. I made a mess. I'm going to back that up a little bit. It's not good enough. That's good. And we'll just knock it off. It should stay. And that will just kind of disappear. You never notice it. Okay, now go back up here where we hooked on. Okay, we have the ending knot from our original little ear flap. We're just going to knot this up however we want, and then we'll just do the same thing we did with the end. We start pulling this through and finding places for this to go, and then we just sew these ends down also. I've already done that on this side, so you can't even see where the ends are. Now this I-cord really is interesting, the way the bumps come out, so that's why I wanted to show you how to do that, so those bumps could come out nicely. Okay, so you would sew those down, those ends down, and I'm just going to show you this because it wasn't real obvious to me at the beginning. This is the back. It's a little bit lower, and here's your front that kind of points up a little bit. So that's how you tell that when you wear it. So I took the rest of my yarn and kind of divided it up into 8-inch pieces because I'm going to put a tassel similar to this one on here. So I had my end, so I kept my end here, and I left a little left over I ended up getting 10 pieces that were about 8 inches. No idea how you'll end up. It probably won't be the same. Doesn't really matter. Now you don't have to add this tassel on here, but I am going to, just to show you, so it kind of matches the hat, but it's a little more mature if you don't have the tassel on here. So now I'm not going to actually do this because I can just show you. You would use this and tie it to this and then pull all your ends on the inside and then sew them down. And this will be, and some of these I cut in the center, which I think makes it interesting. You can open this up a little bit if you don't want it so flat, but it's just it isn't a tassel that pokes out much. It's just one that kind of flops, which you can, if some of these get, well, that's why that one's long, that's the end. But if you don't like the length, you can trim them off, make them a little shorter, but I think it will just be kind of a fun tassel for that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, if you have bought our kit, you got some little extra doodads. So I'm going to show you the ones that I kind of like on here. There's a nice button. Let me get down here. There's a nice button. And then we have these little clear ones that kind of shimmer off the yarn. So I think these would be kind of cute. So you just need a needle and thread and put your little buttons on, and you've got a very personalized, special pixie dust hat from Knit Collage and Yarn Designers Boutique.